Hi, this is John Frazier with Simms Fishing Products, and today we're going to talk about nets. A couple of years ago, Simms released the Daymaker net in both the medium and the small size. Recently, we added the Daymaker boat net to the family. All three of these net frames are built from a super lightweight, durable carbon composite, a material and construction that will most likely outlive the life of your net bag. With that said, the purpose of this video is to walk you through the step-by-step process of how you can replace your net bag on all three types of Daymaker nets. The same method applies to all three nets with a couple of nuances. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you have the right size net bag for your net. For example, the Daymaker landing net small, you're going to use a 9-inch molded bag. The Daymaker landing net medium, you're going to use a 17-inch molded bag. Now for the Daymaker boat net, you're going to use a 19-inch bag, but that is going to be a coated mesh bag. All three replacement options come equipped with the needle and the thread required to swap out the old bag with the new bag. As a side note, if you're swapping out the net bag on the medium and small landing net, you might want to consider using a pair of pliers to help you along the way. Okay, so for the purpose of this video, we are going to use the Daymaker landing net in the medium size, which I have right here to illustrate the method. But again, this will be the exact same process if you were swapping out the net bag on the small version of the Daymaker net. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove the old net bag from the frame. Once again, the process to do this is the same for all three Daymaker nets. To do this, cut the thread in the two spots where it is knotted on the exterior of the base of the frame, which you can see right here and right here. Once the two knots are cut, you can simply pull the remaining thread out. Take one end of your thread and pass it through the eye of the needle. Before we move on, I just want to identify the net tabs. These loops that you see at the top of the bag are what you're actually going to attach to the frame of the net. Keep in mind, it doesn't matter which tab on the net bag you start with because the perimeter of the bag itself is circular. Now what you're going to want to do is attach the new net bag to the frame. Start by threading the needle and thread through the first grommet in the net frame, from the outside to the inside. Loop the thread around the net tab and bring the needle and thread back through the grommet to the outside of the net frame. Continue this process around each net tab, each of which should align with a grommet on the inside of the net frame. As you can see, we are leaving about 3 to 4 inches of a tag end of thread as we weave around the net. Once you've made it around the entire net frame, you will want to tie a knot at the spot where you started weaving. To do that, take the excess thread that's coming out of the first grommet and bring it above the next grommet up. Tie a simple half hitch above the grommet to lock it in place. As you can see, attaching the new net bag to the net frame is fairly simple and straightforward. The real key to success is to properly tension the thread around the net tabs and net frame. The trick is to not over-tension the net bag with the thread, otherwise the thread could cut through the bag material. Conversely, you also don't want it to be too loose. The tension you're shooting for here is for every net tab to be snug but not tight against the frame. To tension the net bag, go back to where you started the weaving process and grab the strand of thread between the first two grommets and pull the slack out, working section by section in the same direction that you threaded the net bag on. Do this all the way around the net, and keep in mind it might take going around the net a couple of times to get the tension just right. The last step is tying the final knot. Take the excess thread that is coming out of the final grommet and bring it above the next grommet up. Remember, throughout this final step, it's very important to maintain the tension you've achieved during the tensioning process. Tie a simple half hitch above the grommet to secure the tension and lock it in place. To finalize the entire process, take your pick of whatever finishing knot you are most comfortable with, whether that be a double overhand, a clinch knot, whatever knot you like. And you're going to want to tie that knot right on top of the half hitch you just tied. For additional security, the tag end of the finishing knot can be burned so it doesn't fray. As you can see, replacing your net bag is relatively simple. The real trick is to make sure that you have achieved the appropriate tension before finishing the entire process. If you have additional questions, our customer service team can be contacted via phone or email, or as always, visit your local Sims retailer.